as you listen to this presentation, please be aware that there will be a test. The test will
These essays are too hard, guys. I can't get them done.
I've been at this for 3 hours. I'm making no progress whatsoever.
I need a break.
So how far have you guys gone in your theory essays? I cannot choose what I want to write about.
I'm about a paragraph in at this point. I'm writing about 1A and probably gonna write about 2B.
Guys, I haven't even started yet. I guess I'll just write what you're writing about.
I have honestly forgot everything about Martineau since we read about her. It's going to be a pain in the ass to write these commentaries and essays.
Yeah, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm about to cry.
Not to mention all the homework she's been assigned, the commentaries, all the reading. We've got 2 papers, a final project. It's ridiculous.
It's just too much. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. She thinks we're smarter than we are.
Did this book not change your lives?
I mean, I didn't even read it, so.
Yeah, right. That author is so stuck up.
Pretty arrogant.
I do have something that could change your life.
What's that?
You want us to take drugs?
Shh! Not so loudly. My neighbor Jonathan, he's an RA. Total asshole.
I mean, it would be better than writing these stupid essays.
Yeah? Are you in?
I don't know. I guess so.
Perfectly
Let's
safe.
do it.
Wonderful.
A few moments later.
I'm starting to feel weird, guys. What's happening? Where are we, guys? I'm not sure.
Oh my god. What was that?
Who are you?
I've been expecting you.
Us? Who are you?
It is I, Harriet Martineau.
Oh my god, guys! It's Harriet! Maybe she can help us write essays.
Good idea.
Oh, wise one, would you please help us write these essays?
Yes, of course. What would you like to know?
Well, can you tell us about yourself so we know it's actually you?
Certainly. I was born in Norwich, England on June 12, 1802. I grew up together with my parents and 7 siblings. I was raised in a Unitarian household, but have become an agnostic since my childhood. Regardless, religion has played a major part in my writings.
Can you explain the 3 typologies of religion and how they interact with each other?
Yes, of course. Throughout my extensive travels, I've experienced, observed, and identified 3 typologies of religion. They are as follows: licentious, aesthetic, moderate, and immoderate. The differences in each don't lie within rituals, but lie within the spirit of the religion. Licentious religions worship unspiritualized nature and material objects. Aesthetic religions worship artificial restraints and dislike nature itself. The moderate religion worships spiritualized nature and God in his own creation. But I have observed different religions that can flow within each other and relate to one another in many ways. Religions like paganism, Christianity, and many others share traits from each of the 3 types of religion.
Okay, I think I understand. So there are 3 typologies of religion, all share common traits, even across different religions?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome, thank you. I do have another question for you.
Okay.
Based on your observations, what does suicide mean in different cultures?
I have seen and interpreted suicide between many different cultures across the world. There are many varying views on suicide between these cultures, some being that suicide is honorable in certain situations, especially during wartime when generals and leadership is being overrun. It's also thought to be honorable to take your own life if you're going to be living a life that isn't worth living. Someone that is deathly sick, or the African slaves who would kill themselves before being sold into slavery, practiced this. It was also frowned upon to commit suicide as a coward's way out. Not accepting an honorable death, especially during wartime, was thought to be condemning to people to go to hell or purgatory in the afterlife.
So what you're saying is that suicide varies across cultures and also depends on the circumstances of the person.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Wonderful.
In your opinion, what's the difference in education in America compared to Europe?
Well, to take Germany as a specific example, a student there is willing to stay in the university as long as they need to, and with the urge to learn as much as they can in their lifetime. The American, on the other hand, would be content with only doing the bare minimum and is okay with knowing only as much as their neighbor, and would be content with just settling down in their career. American students only go to school to get a credential and don't strive to better their knowledge for personal improvement.
From your travels, what is different in the lives of women across the world?
Firstly, all women face the same problem of finding a way to make a living. In France, however, women have a greater chance to make a living through work without being married, while in America it is much harder with minimal jobs being available to them, and the ones that are being close to being replaced with machines. The best course is marrying a governor and being a governess, which would still only pay the same amount as a factory worker.
What do you think the prerequisites are for anyone who wants to study morals and manners in another society?
Before traveling to another culture, the traveler must have 4 prerequisites. First, he must know exactly what he wants to learn. Second, he must come ready with a set of principles that shall serve as a rallying point and a test of his observations. Third, he must possess a definite and philosophical notion about the origin of human feelings of right and wrong. Lastly, he must be of the belief of society's prevalent virtues and vices are the result of gigantic general influences. Why are you guys asking me all these questions? Does your teacher not teach you guys anything?
Well, I'm a student athlete, so you know how that goes.
My teacher forgets who I am half the time anyways.
Yeah, she just bullies me all the time.
Well, regardless, I'm sure your teacher is a very nice person and she probably teaches you guys pretty well. Also, what is this?
It's on my. Why are you guys looking at me like that?
Is there an issue with society expecting men to be brave and strong and courageous? And if so, what is problematic about that?
The problem with courage and bravery is that it forces men to be away from their family, taking on roles as soldiers in wartime. It also forces the mother into being the main role model, having to take care of the kids quite often. Also, it affects the younger generation of boys by forcing them to not express their emotions properly. They have to suppress their emotions.
I remember reading about some of the consequences of passing judgments on people and communities without first preparing philosophically and morally. Could you elaborate more on that?
Before traveling to another culture, the traveler must have 4 prerequisites. First, he must know exactly what he wants to learn. Second, he must come ready with a set of principles that shall serve as a rallying point and a test of his observations. Third, he must possess a definite and philosophical notion about the origin of human feelings of right and wrong. Lastly, he must be of the belief of society's prevalent virtues and vices are the result of gigantic general influences.
So, one more question. What do you think of Weber stealing your work?
What? He did what? That son of a bitch!
Days later.
Really good job on these essays this time around, guys. I'm really proud of the work that you did. Someone should make a movie about how you made this. Incredible job.
Thank you, Professor.
We really appreciate that.
We did have a bit of help from a friend.
I feel like it would be so much better as Jonathan.
It has to be Jonathan because the way they interact. Yes.
Trying to gain his composure as playing Jackie.
Do not help my